rescue of more than 400 women and children there. In truth, there was no rescue. The captives had been held 3 kilometers from the military base the whole time. A ransom of roughly 6 billion naira, more than $4 million, was paid in U.S. currency. Nearly 10 years of that entire local area government's budget handed by the Nigerian government to a designated foreign terrorist organization. I've spoken with the man who brokered these terms. He has terrorists on tape confirming it. Others on the ground confirm it too. The Nigerian government called it a rescue. When the release was announced, my acquaintance went there to look for his nieces. He was told they were not released because they had resisted converting to Islam. Most of the women and children released were not even from Ngosha. We don't know where they were from. The women were wearing hijabs, forcibly converted as the price of release. An imam has been recruited by Boko Haram specifically to convert the remaining Christians that are still held captive in the mountains. This is Ngosha. This is Nigeria. The pattern is consistent. The churches burn, the mosques are spared. At every turn, the Nigerian government is either complicit or catastrophically incompetent. It declared an enemy defeated that was a kilometer away and still staging mass beheading videos. It encouraged and paid Christians to return to a kill zone. It handed millions of US dollars cash to a terrorist organization and called it a rescue. It attacks those who defend themselves, abandons its own soldiers, denies its own displaced, and through all of it, it lies to its own people, to the press, to the United States, while paying Washington lobbyists to keep the lie running. Now here's the bigger picture. This is not just religious persecution. It's not just a humanitarian crisis. What's happening in Nigeria is an ongoing Islamic jihad conquest with global ambitions. It must not be filed under international religious freedom, where good causes go to die. This is a vital national security issue. Nigeria is the 6th largest nation on earth, on track to be the 3rd largest by 2050. 1 in 13 humans alive will be Nigerian at that time. It's a top 5 OPEC producer with $1 trillion in minerals. Its trajectory is unstoppable. The only question is who controls it and whether it carries great good or great evil. This is what you must know. Nigeria is captured by a 220-year-old Fulani caliphate. They project the illusion of secular democracy like a reverse Wakanda to hide its rotten core. The caliphate was the largest pre-colonial empire in Africa, and it is still today the largest enslaver of free Africans in the history of the world. Still doing it. Its founder was a Fulani warlord, Usman Dan Fodio, a blood descendant of Muhammad. His teachings are widely revered and taught today. His grave site's like a mini Mecca, they call it. He founded the caliphate explicitly to be the platform for the Mahdi, the prophesied jihad messiah. This is all through his writings and his teachings, which are still taught and revered today. To purify the platform for the Mahdi, he taught and practiced a virulent doctrine that Muslims who do not submit to their rule and join the jihad must be slaughtered. This is, of course, in addition to Christians and others who stand in the way. That's Dan Fodio's doctrine that's taught today and revered. The colonial British did not conquer the caliphate. They co-opted and rebranded it, partnering with it as their enforcers and deal makers. They called it indirect rule and locked in its control and independence. They armed, supported, and covered for it when it starved some 3 million Nigerians to death, mostly children, during 30 months in 1967 to 1970 for refusing to submit to the caliphate. They ruled through military dictatorship until 1999, when one of those dictators wrote and inflicted a constitution that mentions Sharia in Islamic terms 165 times, not one Christian reference. It ensures the Caliphate North permanent control of political power, money, minerals, the military, and government jobs. That's what Nigeria is today. The same tribe, the same tactics, the same results, what we are seeing today in Nigeria is one unbroken jihad and genocide since 1804, following the methods, the teaching, and the prophecy of the caliphate's founder. This is the longest running genocide on earth today. In total, up to 6 million killed, 10 million enslaved, and 25 million displaced since it began. Unbroken. by my own calculation, and it's drawn from the historic record. The ruling elite is stronger and more in control now than ever. They continue to purify Nigeria to be the Mahdi's platform, and they are on the verge of completely hijacking the nation's trajectory. Today, the man rewriting Nigeria's national curriculum, every subject, every grade level, is literally the top scholar for the Boko Haram philosophy. He calls his work intellectual jihad. He controls the classrooms of some